टियानमा को क्या मारा है, H2G को एंड में क्या मारा है, ड्रॉप फाइट में इतना क्या प्यारा मारा है भाई। अरे ब्रो इनसेन यार भाई, इनसेन भाई। जहां पे भी देख रहे हो, जहां से भी देख रहे हो भाई, एक रेस्पेक्ट देनी चाहिए भाई प्लेयर्स को, एक रेस्पेक्ट देनी चाहिए भाई। मतलब
Right, Max. I mean, we just saw so much from this team. The 2-2 split. We were talking about this. A really nice 2-2 split coming off through there. Really good stuff coming in. I want to say STG did make the right call going for the duo on the north because it was the high ground. It was cut off. But sending an extra player from GodLike up to there to defeat, to defend, to get those nades, some excellent nades coming in from them. A very well-deserved win coming in from GodLike.
10 I mean, in particular, when talking about grenades, Somme, oh my goodness, some of the fights he was taking inside of Neox factory, he put a nade like literally on 2 extra floors up in that building, and he just gets it on that player up there. It was incredible stuff from Somme, Admino too. No eliminations coming out from Manya. He was like the RTS master, just putting his troops where they need to be to get that chicken dinner. So great IGLing, great fragging power, and of course, he's getting a total of 20 elims on a rondo. Oh my goodness, they get to play.
Impressive stuff there out of GodLike. You might be wondering, why are we comparing them with 7-1 GS? Because this squad needed to make sure they got out of the bottom 3, and they were able to do just that, Lace.
Yeah, I mean, they're clearly understanding the assignment today. They had a 2.1 average point day yesterday. So, you know, this is clear. This is clear that they had to do this. They cleared that eastern side, transitioned smoothly into the middle of zone with 8 eliminations, no team casualties. Is a massive turnaround for this team.
Then, proud feel
yeah, very happy about Horror Esports, right? We saw Nofir get some really good fights from their side. Unfortunately, at the end, didn't have the numbers to really defend against Yangon Galacticos, so for their crossing over. I want to highlight one team that's very important here in terms of storylines at the bottom of the rankings. It's 7-2-1 GS Esports. They woke up massively here on Rondo. 15 eliminations, 1 placement point, which is, you know, like meh, okay, sure, but overall 7-2-1, doing a massive push to get rid of that bottom 3 slot.
Exactly, I mean, that's what Lace was just talking about as well. With Alpha 7 ends up getting those 9 eliminations. This is good for this squad, but one thing that we need to point out is those teams that they were trying to hunt down for the top 5, they were still in the top 5, they were still alive.
Yeah, it was couple of games with this. I do want to say one thing though, is A7 much better already today than yesterday for me at least. I mean, they had better presence, there was more just meaning behind their splits. That 1-3 split coming in, the info was better. It just felt like a team that had a lot more synergy than they did yesterday. So definitely very excited to see what we got coming in for A7.
Yeah, I mean, they had better scouting today. So you could clearly see that they were actually prioritizing this a little bit more than yesterday. Obviously, we had an awesome interview with them. They said they were going to try some different plays.
पार्वती पते हर हर महादेव। एक बार चैट से स्पैम करवा दो चिचा, महादेव हर हर महादेव। अरे रणधीर भाई, जय भोलेनाथ कर दो पब्लिक।
This is the aggressiveness that we expect from our Brazilian
team. That Brazilian team is going to be looking for me because I did end up losing an instrument. You know what? I'll join you guys. Why not?
कल क्या कहा था मैंने आज का रोंडो? हाँ, सौरभ भाई, thank you so much बोला था। Feeling so proud of New Zealand. Thank you so much, Lord भाई। अनुज पढ़ता तो ऑफिस में बैठ कर देखा पूरा पैसा वसूल। भाई, thank you so much।
Is the defending champions of PMWC?
आजा तुझे गन पावर दिखाते हैं और क्या मेरी जान।
Galacticos actually team that was, I would say, a little bit more passive towards the very later stages of this
game.
Actually ahead of that, their rotations from the western side, able to cross that bridge against the side of 4, some great rotations, and especially great scouting from this team that I think a lot of teams could try and learn from the scouting capabilities of Yangon Galacticos, especially at one point, if you're leaving SayCloud behind them on a high ground position in that one building to make sure he can scout for his teammates which positions are free, which positions are available, and then the entire team just send it over to the eastern side of those buildings to get the high ground for themselves.
I know you got a illustration for us. Natura, do me a favor, grab the mic from him so you can actually use both hands.
There you go.
Insanely good scouting is going to be here, and this is like a 2-tier
इतना पीक वॉचिंग गया था भाई, मैं 3 लाख क्रॉस ऑलरेडी देख लिया था। कितना वी डोंट स्पीक, वी डू इट। सो लेट्स गो टीम इंडिया। वीर भाई देंगे तो 100 यार। मैच चालू होने के पहले बोला भाई, अपनी टीम इतना अच्छा खेल रही है, बस अपने लड़कों को भाई पूरा प्यार दो, प्राउड फील करो भाई। ये हम सिर्फ एक मंथ सिर्फ कुछ स्क्रिम्स खेल के रील दिखाई है, हम कंटिन्यू ग्लोबल खेलने वाले हैं तो पूरी मूवी दिखा देंगे। दिस इज व्हाट इंडिया इज। 100% यार भाई। GodLike ने ब्रो, मतलब मैं क्या बोलूं भाई।
Because right now, E-Arena has been a team that has been slowing down a lot. They started off hot, and they are currently in 5th place.
I mean, just to give you guys a
जेन्युइनली अभी 5 पॉइंट में 30 पॉइंट तो नहीं, 5 मैच में 25 पॉइंट भी आ गए तो अपन क्वालिफाइड है गाइस। अपने को चाहिए 5 मैच में आने वाले 25 मिनिमम पॉइंट। दैट विल टेक अस टू 90+ पॉइंट्स और अपन क्वालिफाइड रहेंगे। 100% अपन क्वालिफाइड रहेंगे। वी नीड 25 पॉइंट्स बस 5 मैच में, एंड दैट विल टेक अस टू 92 पॉइंट्स। तो अपना हो जाएगा। 25 पॉइंट बस प्रे करो, 5 मैच में आ जाए।
they would have been taking charge of everything.
Yeah, and we're looking now at the new bottom 3.
चैट मजाक कर रहे हो क्या? 3,23,000 ब्रो, मजाक कर रहे हो क्या? 3,23,000 वॉचिंग। 3,23,000 बोला तुम लोगों ने। भाई प्लेयर्स का इंटरव्यू किधर है यार? प्लेयर्स का इंटरव्यू बनता था यार।
I'm actually not super hopeful about them because their best game yesterday was on Rondo. Today they did nothing on their map.
Well, can Dopeness maybe turn it around today as we're going to be sending it over to the first Aaron Gill of the final day for Group B. Hot Jukes, Jackie, take it away.
Here we go into Aaron Gale. Let's get it going here. And I like what the desk was talking about, right? They were talking about the new bottom 3, you know, and I think that's where our eyes are going to definitely be on here for the rest of the day, because unless these teams in the mid-pack do something crazy consistently, we may not see a new top 5 for a minute here, because there is already a 15-point gap, Jack, between 5th and 6th place. And with how these top 5 teams have been playing, woo, it's going to be pretty tough to cross that.
Yeah, it's feeling really defined already, right? That's kind of what we were talking about, the downtime between last game and this one. So effectively, yeah, you just keep your eyes on who's in the bottom right now. That's the biggest area of movement we're looking at, where realistically there is.
चलो गाइस, जितने भी लोग देख रहे हैं, चलो अपने को 25 पॉइंट चाहिए 5 मैच में। अपना टारगेट ये बहुत, पहली बात तो अपना क्वालिफिकेशन का बहुत बड़ा प्रेशर गिर गया, बहुत मेजर प्रेशर गिर गया। 5 मैच में 25 पॉइंट लड़कों को निकालना है, एंड विल बी सेफ, एकदम सॉर्टेड, क्वालिफाइड फॉर द ग्रैंड फाइनल्स। एंड ये मोमेंटम कैरी ऑन रहे, ऐसे ही प्रे करो। लड़के बहुत प्यारा खेले, बहुत प्यारा गन पावर दिखाए। तो एक बार सारे के सारे चैट में इंडिया का फ्लैग स्पैम मार दो, ज्वेल्स भेज दो। लेट्स स्टार्ट द मैच नंबर 2 फुल पावर के साथ। मतलब पूरा माहौल बन गया भाई, पूरा माहौल बन गया भाई। लेट्स गो।
Right, we still have survival stage coming up, but it's all come
सुपर पावर बेबी इंटरनेशनल लेवल मैच पूरा स्टैंडर्ड है ना ब्रो?
15-point gap now.
हर्षू बात है तो 200
for all you guys watching, you're like, hey, come on, it's 15 points. It can still happen, right?
पूरा चैट में चलने दो।
And it definitely can. The issue is the fact that
मेरा भारत मान, थैंक यू भाई। मोहम्मद भाई थैंक यू तो 200 यार, मींस अ लॉट।
Right, so you know, if we see the top 5 put up 5 points here, that's now a 20-point gap, right? So
वो चीप गेम प्ले, नो टिप्स एंड ट्रिक्स, जस्ट प्योर गन पावर अप टू द हेड एंड फाइट। परफेक्ट शो फॉर द वर्ल्ड टू नो। इंडिया वाले यान भाई थैंक यू तो 200।
I wonder what the coaches are saying.
मतलब क्लियरली
I think if it's you're going to have to start really talking about
Gunfight ले रहे
guys
नहीं
like
शायद।
a regular game is no longer
नहीं ले रहे गन फाइट। मतलब मैं आपको क्लियर इन्होंने ना एक स्टेट ओजी और गॉड लाइक ने दोनों ने एक स्टेटमेंट दे दिया कि इंडिया
right for the rest of the lobby to make something happen here. Now, one of the teams that
हमारी lifetime memory बन गई.
Like you say, having to make that whole wrap is going to be brutal.
मैं तो टी-शर्ट उतार के
something that's going to be very exciting for all of the viewers.
Yeah.
Finance
and it's gonna be
big fan, love you, love from
skin. That's right, guys. Join that Uzumaki Naruto event. Get that Nine Tails Fury on. Get your hands on that bad
Strike by thank you the 40 dirhams भाई. मैं कोई रिव्यू नहीं कर रहा भाई अपनी टीम के अलावा किसी और के बारे में मैं बात नहीं कर रहा
here. But oh, look at this. Oh,
nice.
From Jiggle. He put
मान्या को पकड़े देना.
Godlike, man, I'm telling you, these
मान्या को पकड़े देना टावर पे.
are just having a phenomenal day. It's wild to see 39 points in Rondo.
टावर पे कल मान्या को पकड़े देना भाई.
Bust down 30 here. So I mean, when it comes to Rondo, Group B,
बदला हो गया.
Plan.
चलो लड़को पहला खिला गया.
He certainly had the upper echelons of Rondo gameplay. Made it look super exciting in some of the instances we've been gifted over yesterday and today. The ideal scenario, like you touched on there, for GodLike, right? Come back in swinging once again. Target some of these squads.
Revenge.
The only benefit to that is if you're playing with a 3-man squad for Horror, if this is a bit more of a weakened team, there's a chance where obviously GodLike thinking, right, we can try and wrap them, push ourselves further into the safety net. Helps them out. The other teams, not so much. Still got to be a far better game.
Man, I tell you, if I'm any of these other teams in this lobby,
bro, second or
and I see GodLike already starting off with elimination, I'm like, oh, this is not good. You know, like they're already getting hot.
Off the rip. Change होगा कास्टर्स का भी इंडियन टीम
make things tough.
ये नया इंडिया घुसेगा भी और मारेगा भी. रोज बात करता हूँ.
Young Galacticos all the way down.
बस सच्ची बताता इंडिया से 2 अलग और गए लेकिन इंटरनेशनल में इंडिया ही चाहिए और नहीं बस.
I had them as a lock for top 5 here.
Game with Yash bhai, thank you the 200 euro.
Survival stage that much more interesting though, right? I mean, we're in Neptune, right? She was happy to see some movement from Alpha 7. I am as well, but you got to look at the reality of it, right? Like, that game was good, but it did nothing. It really didn't do anything when it comes to them trying to make it into top 5 purely because of how good our top 5 teams did.
Yeah, that's the kind of the rough part about it. It's what we've been saying from the games we saw yesterday as well.
Map की शीट देख के बताना अपन जोन कहाँ ले रहे हैं. मतलब लूटने कहाँ जा रहे हैं अपन को देख के बताना boys.
They're playing off each other nicely. It looks like the comms looking far cleaner and
किधर जा रहे हैं?
chaos.
Loot complete करने के लिए.
If you're not able to get yourself to a good
गाड़ी लेके कहाँ गया
position,
अपन?
constantly fighting heads and tails to get even a reasonable compound, a reasonable location in the zone, man. Just feels like you're coming in doing this on hard mode, realistically.
Literally. I mean, that's the one thing I've noticed here, especially in
from Vasuli
here in Paris, is good games are good, right? But the thing is the teams at the top of the board, they're not doing good games. They're not even doing great games, right? They're doing something special. They're doing something that we've never seen before. And you just can't compete with that, right? Just good isn't good enough here at this stage. If you want that top prize pool, you got to break records. You got to do something special.
I think it's spot on. It's what we've seen.
But क्या मारा रे टियानबा को?
Competition has raised to a new level.
क्या मारा रे टियानबा को? माँ कसम यार.
And these are going to be terrifying squads to have back when we get all the way through towards finals. That's a conversation for another time, though. Yangon Galacticos taking some shots over onto S2G. A bit of a sleeper squad to the previous game. Gave a good run of things, all things considered, with how they approached it. Kamikaze limping away, crossing his fingers, thinking maybe there's a chance, maybe I can get picked up. Just don't give Mane another knock for free off the back of it. That's the worst case.
I already know what he's telling his teammate. I'm safe, I'm safe, I'm safe. I promise, I promise. I'm sorry. Give me, and he got it. Nice. Okay. Able to catch Kamikaze there, but Young Galacticos are looking in this direction. Ooh, those stairs. All it takes is one little bullet through it, but oh, he does get that red. So now, hopefully, we're going to see Kamikaze
background sound कम करो रे जो बजा रहे उनकी आवाज मैं कैसे कम करूँ रे?
There's a bridge gatekeeper on the
fight of the shelter पे
ridiculous.
देखते ना अभी मैप में देख के पता चलेगा.
Galacticos take so much time to do this because this is on the other side of the bridge.
Yeah. They're not on the mainland. They've got a long way to go as well. You got a lot of attention from them, at least looking back over towards
but
the coast.
But revive
Smiles in a position where potentially, if they're not ready for the read. If he bombs up, G, a couple quick shots here. Ooh, could be the difference maker. I mean, Marnet's got the shot off again, so a re-knock onto Kamikaze. Smiles advances. This could be really bad.
I don't like this fight at all, personally. It just doesn't make any sense to me, because if you're S2G, you're in 7th place, 45 points, right? You're gatekeeping and out of position in the next circle. Like, I get you're trying to hunt down 4 eliminations, but that's not enough, right? In order to get into that top 5, it's chicken dinner time.
Paris में हूँ, क्या feel आ रही है इंडिया टीम को देख के W यार?
Putting yourself behind
positioning-wise,
it's just not worth it. I think
AI बोल रहे लोग, अरे कोई दिक्कत नहीं भाई. BMPS के डेट जैसा comeback है, 100% सार्थक भाई. Boys doing W, but वंश भाई कोई दिक्कत नहीं. Thank you for the 40. इंडिया के लिए कर रहे हैं, मेन वो चीज़ है भाई.
He can at least keep himself safer now and try and catch them off guard.
आज फाइनल पे हैशटैग भाई कर लिया. मैनिफेस्टिंग ये डोमिनेशन देख के इंडिया #1 का दम रखता है. दम तो रखते हैं भाई. स्वीटी थैंक यू फॉर 200.
But yeah, super elongated battle between these two.
चलो focus on the game, boys. My question is अगर सोल क्वालिफाई होती तो ऐसा खेल पाती कि नहीं चीज़. देखिए भाई कोई भी इंडिया टीम जाए, हम सारे यही प्ले करते हैं कि जैसा अभी OG और GodLike खेले वैसे ही खेले. It doesn't make any sense अभी ये सब डिस्कस करना कि कौन कैसा खेलता. ऑलरेडी 2 टीम जो खेल रही है उसके लिए बहुत प्राउड फील होना चाहिए और उनके बारे में डिस्कस करना चाहिए. इसके अलावा कोई डिस्कशन नहीं.
But who knows, right? S2G could get these 4 limbs. Run into circle, catch a lucky third party.
कहाँ अपन ट्रबल में? कोई बोला था अपन ट्रबल में. देखो
at the end of the day,
भाई
that
चुम्मा
goes even more north. This strategy is looking more grim by the second.
ये तो चुम्मा हो गया.
Yeah, it doesn't get any easier for them, does it?
Better for us.
How they're so close.
More better for us. Let's go. Clean rotation right say.
About this being worth it. But you can see the difference of a team like Vitality. They've gone, right, it's time to go. There's no one on average. Let's get out of here safely.
I just imagine
एक काम करता हूँ मैं ये वाले फोन में मैच की स्ट्रीम लगाता हूँ पर इसमें आना यार YouTube लॉगिन नहीं है मेरा.
La, we're good, you know, like why don't we just take a look at Pachinki, you know, what you guys need anything else, an extra energy drink, anything like that? They're just so solid on the leaderboard, it's ridiculous here. But here we go. Big fight here. 7-2-1 GS. Get into it, Tianba.
अपने पीछे से NS आ रही है.
Shotgun. Gets a couple of hit.
Same rotation मार के NS आ रही है. NS. Sorry.
Oh, but that is Tianba of all teams getting eliminated, and another huge start.
You got 7 as well.
Tianba मर गई.
With Wolves also right on top of them. The dinner bell's been rung, Jukes, and this is what we're expected.
A7 ने खुद को फोड़ लिए 2 बंदे.
See what's going on. Alpha 7.
The aggression is ramping up. I think they listen to their coaches. They're like, we have to fight early. We need tons of eliminations if we want to make it to the finals. And it's Dopeness battling it out with A7. A7 down to a single player. It's disaster for the Brazilian team.
Bro, how did that happen?
Man, I need to see that one back from their POV. Dukes, problem stations here. This is getting brutal for them already. Alpha 7 just with Obscure left.
अपने पीछे NS आ रही है. NS से फाइट है अपनी. अगर NS और राइट ऊपर से गई तो अपने पास नहीं है. Never mind, NS राइट ऊपर से जा रही है.
Oh, such a rough finish for A7.
दोनों ने एक दूसरे को फोड़ा, दोनों प्लेयर ने.
Really fortunate on the side of 7-2-1 GS, who in that last game, and if they do good on this one, should put them in a really good position to at least make it to the survival stage. And who knows, right? I mean, with a good chicken dinner here, could even
NS और अपना क्लैश नहीं और अपने से पीछे